good. You know, obviously at John Marshall, it's a very renowned school, but your senior year, you had one of the greatest seasons in high school basketball history, 37 points a game, and the toughness that you played with. What does that experience at John Marshall mean in playing for Coach Bryant as well?
I mean, and Coach Bryant is, obviously like a father figure for me. He's really one of the first coaches kind of put the ball in my hand and, allowed me to make the mistakes and allowed me to, kind of form into the player that I was in high school. So a lot of respect goes to Coach B for sure. One
of the first things I heard about John Marshall High School was Arthur Agee and Hoop Dreams, one of my favorite movies of all time. Arthur Agee became a mentor for you.
Yeah, that year a little bit, yeah.
And then, the movies that have come out, what is it about the west side of Chicago in that area that all these great stories, you've got Hoop Dreams, Hoop Reality, which is about you, and then Chi-Town with Kiefer Sykes. I mean, it just came out as well. What is it about the west side of Chicago that creates these great stories?
Because no one, usually all the basketball players come from out south. It's very rare where you have a kid, grow up and make it to the NBA and have a nice career that's from the west side. I'm probably the only person, that I can really think of offhand that's been in the league this long for a long period of time that's from the west side of Chicago. So it kind of makes that story just a little bit much better.
Spartak in St. Petersburg is not the easiest place to play, and I know it's basketball, but it's a whole different world over there. And so you go to Spartak and you win every award possible your first year there. You go back to Spartak for your second year, and then you realize I've got a chance to go over and play in the NBA.
Yeah.
So what was it like playing in Russia, first of all, and all the success you had over there? What was the basketball like, and how did you adjust when you first got there?
I don't know. At the time, I just wanted to play basketball carefree. I didn't want to worry about the NBA. And during that time, man, I had some great coaching. I mean, I learned a lot about the game, learned how to run a team, learned how to play the game the right way. Learned about the pass combinations, learned about pick and roll reads. I mean, I learned a ton overseas.
Well, have you seen the video, your first minutes playing with the Houston Rockets?
I remember
this is January 15th of 2013. And it's end-of-game situation. You're finally getting in towards the end of the game. And the funny thing about this is that the feed is actually, it's LA's feed that's going on here. And Ralph Lawler has no idea who you are, which is also ironic, too, because you end up knowing him very well. This is very funny. And he was trying to get the names correct.
I didn't even know Chauncey was on the team.
Chauncey was on the team. Chris Paul's over there in street clothes. Exactly right.
And let me tell you about the shoes I have on. Those was the only shoes I have from overseas, so those are my same shoes I wore in Russia. the exact same
so they're
shoes.
old shoes. And here's Patrick Beverley. First possession, Jamal Crawford. You're pressed up on Jamal Crawford.
30, he had like 27 that quarter, 16 that quarter too.
But he didn't do it against you. Look at you. The first thing you do on a defensive possession is get a steal and make something happen on the defensive against Jamal Crawford, who's got a great handle. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be a baseline out of bounds play.
Now I get a corner tray.
You get a corner three. Exactly right. The ball goes up. Modi Yunus misses the jumper from the top. The ball gets offensive rebounded back, and you're going to cut to the corner and get a second shot attempt. So shot goes up. Pat Bev is going to space out. And the second thing you do as a pro is hit a three. One of the things, obviously, over the years, and you've seen the videos of it, I'm sure you've seen the clips of you getting into dust-ups with Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, the way you guard. And some people say irritant, but I say competitor. And so you would fit perfectly in the 1980s. You would have been a perfect player back in the 1980s, playing for the Detroit Pistons, playing for the Chicago Bulls, playing for the New York Knicks for Pat Riley in the 90s. You would have been a perfect player. And so when I see Patrick Beverley, I see another Minnesota, Chicago icon in terms of Kevin Garnett. The passion that you play with and the kind of fire and the attention to detail, and it's every possession. What do you think when you see Kevin Garnett in a Minnesota Timberwolves uniform?
My reason why I started playing basketball.
Seeing you compete like that, and then now seeing you up close and personal, Pat, seeing you at practice and the way that you hold people accountable. I've seen players hold players accountable. I've never seen a player keep a coach accountable, which is something that you do. Like, you're there to work.
My approach is not an approach that I use to help me out. It's an approach that I use to help the team out. And I'm not going to tell a guy something, tell a guy to walk down this dark alley or walk down this street if I've never done it before myself.
Right.
I'm here to impact winning, and I'm here to win games. That's the only thing I know. That's the only thing I'm trying to do.